Hey YouTube, I'm back with another predictions video, and this time it is for UFC Fight Night on Saturday, September 24th, where Chris Cyborg takes on Lena Lansberg. And let's start things off with Glaico Franca versus Gregor Gillespie, or Gillespie. I'm going to go with Glaico Franca. I just think that he's the better fighter. I know he won the Ultimate Fighter back at UFC 190. And I think he can get the win here again. But I know he lost to James Vick before, but I think he'll get back in the winning column. So I gotta go with him. Then you got Vicente Luque taking on Hector Urbina. I'm gonna go with Vicente Luque. I just think he's looked pretty good in his last two fights. He really, like, in his, especially against Haider Hassan, I think he looked out. I mean, that's outstanding the way he's able to beat him. So, but last time he lost in the UFC was to Mike Graves back at the finale. But he's gotten better since then, that's for sure. And then you got Alan Patrick taking on Stevie Ray in the featured bout of the UFC Fight Pass prelims. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with Stevie Ray. I just think that he's better, a little bit better than Alan Patrick. I think he gets it done. And then we got FS1 prelims, Eric Silva taking on Luan Chagas. I'm going to go with Luan Chagas. He had a draw in his last fight. He had a draw with Sergio Moraes. I mean, I think lately we're seeing more draws than we've ever have, and his fights have been getting close. So, yeah, I gotta go with Luan Chagas. And then we got Jussier Formiga versus Dustin Ortiz. I'm gonna go with Dustin Ortiz. I think he can pull off an upset here, and it would be pretty spectacular to jump from number 12 up to like number 3 or number 4. That would be pretty awesome for Dustin. So I got to go with Ortiz. Then Ronnie Yaya takes on Michinori Tanaka. I'm gonna go with Michinori Tanaka. I just think he's a little bit better. I mean, Ronnie Yaya, he's been a good fighter for a long time. He's been around a while. Actually, he's only 32, which kind of surprises me, but he's been around a while, and, fighting in the WEC, it feels like he hasn't been very active. I mean, like, been fighting a lot recently. Yeah, I mean, he had almost a year layoff between the Masanori Kanehara fight and the Matthew Lopez fight. Oh yeah, and almost another year with the Johnny Bedford fight into the Masanori Kanehara fight. So he hasn't really been all that active, but I gotta go with Michinori Tanaka on this one. Then the featured bout is Gilbert Burns versus Michel Prazeres. I'm gonna go with Michel Prazeres on this one. I think he can out-wrestle Gilbert Burns and get the win. I just feel like he'll be able to get the win somehow. And then the FS1 main card, we start out with Godofredo Pepe versus Mike Della Torre. I'm going to go with Mike Della Torre. Just think he can find a way to win here, and I think he can pull it off. Really, I think Della Torre can pull it off. And then Thiago Santos takes on Eric Spicely. I'm going to go with Eric Spicely. He's a pretty experienced guy with, like, jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. But I think Spicely can pull it off here. So, and this would be a pretty big win for Eric Spicely because he would beat the number 15 guy in Thiago Santos. So that would be a pretty big win for Eric Spicely. And then we got Francisco Trinaldo versus Paul Felder. Now this is a pretty good fight, but I'm gonna go with Trinaldo on this one. He's been outstanding lately. I think it's the best he's ever looked. I mean, last fight I think was Yancy Medeiros. I mean, that fight was insane. You know, I mean, those guys were fighting back and forth, and Yancy Medeiros almost won at one point, and then wow. But Francisco Trinaldo, he's getting better. I think this is the best he's ever looked in the UFC. His run right now. Yeah, the last time he lost was Michael Chiesa, which was UFC 173 back in May of 2014. So this is definitely the best Francisco Trinaldo we've ever seen. I think he can get it done and extend that streak with Paul Felder. And then Roy Nelson's going to take on Bigfoot Silva. I think Roy Nelson can get this one done. I just think that it takes one overhand right to put away Bigfoot, especially. You know, Bigfoot, no offense to Bigfoot, but he really hasn't been doing very well in the UFC lately. You know, he's lost, he's lost 4 of his last 5 fights. I mean, Bigfoot should be getting ready to retire. I mean, he's only won like 3 fights in his whole UFC career and lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's won 3 fights and 6 losses in his UFC career. I mean, I thought Bigfoot would do better than that, but I don't get it. I mean, I thought Bigfoot would do better in the UFC than that. And then he had that. Actually, I mean, he did have that amazing draw with Mark Hunt, though. You can't forget about that. So you got to cut him some slack. But I thought he would do a little bit better than that. I think Roy's going to extend the losing streak. And then Brennan Brow against Felipe Nover. I'm going to go with I'm actually going to go with Felipe Nover. I just think that Felipe Nover can pull off an upset. I think it would be pretty awesome for Felipe Nover to win this fight. I mean, I'm sure everybody thinks Renan Barão's going to win because he's been just like Jose Aldo and fought the way he did. But I think Felipe can pull it off. I think he could surprise some people. And then you got Cyborg and Lansberg in the main event. Even though Lansberg is the biggest underdog on the entire card, I'm still going to go with Cyborg. She's been a dominant fighter. Nobody's been able to beat her in a long time, and I think she can extend the winning streak. So that'll be it for today, and see you guys next time, and catch you guys later. Bye.